Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Land for Success. I am so pumped and excited because, today I have a very special friend. And this individual is someone I have a lot of respect for. He's someone I look up to. And, I'm so excited that he made a decision to be part of our Land for Success family of authors. About earlier last year, we launched Land for Success Volume 1, and it became Amazon International bestseller. Now we're getting ready to launch Volume 2 from Burnout to Victory. And when he said yes, I felt like I won the Super Bowl. And so today, please help me welcome Mr. Terence Lushington. And by the way, it's also his birthday. So let's give him a big happy birthday, Mr. Lushington.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so very much. And thank you all who are watching. I really appreciate it. I couldn't get it better. My birthday, my interview. What the heck more do I want?
Wow. Happy birthday. You look like you're 16 years old. What's going on? What's the secret?
It's the magic. It's called Landed for Success.
Wow. Well, Terence, I want to jump right into it today, if that's okay, and talk about Land for Success, because I know you being a motivational coach, a motivational speaker, MC for major events like the Waterfront Awards and so on, and you've been in the finance industry. I don't know if there's anything in business that you haven't got your hands into, or you have actually influenced so many different amazing individuals here at home and all around the world. So I'd love for you to come back another time if we can talk about some of those other ideas. But today, for the book Land for Success, tell us, or at least for my friends who are watching, who's Terence Lushington? Who is Terence Lushington?
If I follow what you teach, I'll say Terence Lushington is habit, but I won't say that.
Okay.
So Terence Lushington is one of 500,000 Anglo-Indians or Anglo-Saxons or Eurasians, like Engelbert, Cliff Richard and Freddie Mercury, all those guys. And that's who I am. I was born in Karachi, Pakistan. I was born in the Roman Catholic format, and it was just part of being who I had to be. I was a middle class. My father was an engineer. My mother was at home, and we just grew up. We grew up the way we had to grow up. We had to adapt with adaptation. So my cultures are diversified. I grew up in this Islamic country, but being a Catholic, I had to adhere to that as well. So it was a very interesting way of life. And I learned very soon that I had to be me. I had to be me. I had to strive for me, to be a Christian and be a Roman Catholic, which is a diversified, group. I had to just be part of what I was, and I had to direct myself. And I became very short and very quickly identifiable to say, to survive,
Wow.
you've got to really work at it.
That's incredible. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I want to say thank you to Marcel, who's here as well, who's watching, and anybody who's going to be dropping in or watching the replay. And do me a favor, if you're here for the very first time for one of our Land for Success Facebook Lives or interviews, drop a 1 in the comment below. Just type a 1 so we can say thank you for being here. And if you have any questions for Terence or myself, please feel free to write that in the comment. We'll do our best to address it while we're here. And if not, we'll definitely do that when we circle back later. So, Terence, Landed for Success, Untold Stories from Burnout to Victory. Why did you choose to share one of your stories?
Well, first and foremost, I really feel guilty why I didn't get into the first book, because I should have. And you did approach me. And, again, I was just involved in other stuff. And that's a bestseller. So I hope that this is going to be a bestseller as well. I joined it because the fact was that after spending a year and a half with the group of Landed for Success, I met some real people telling real stories about real situations. And then it would come in the format of a chapter in a book. And when you approached me, I thought it was an honor to be part of that. And I thank you for that, actually.
Wow. You're welcome. We're so excited that you Terence brings such so much wealth, right? Knowledge, experience, as well coaching, mentorship to the Landing for Success community. So thank you, and I'm so glad you're now in volume two. Look, we're taking applications for volume three now, so maybe you have another story inside of you for volume three, right? Or
Yeah,
any of your friends are watching, they're thinking, yeah, I have a story I'd like to share. Uh, Reach out to Terence, because if you have a story, we want to know. And if you have a story, we want to be able to help you publish that story. Terence, the book launch is next Wednesday.
correct.
Let's see if I can. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. Can you tell us a little bit about next Wednesday for our friends who are watching? How can they join in the book launch? How can they support you and the authors?
Absolutely. And let me just mention that this is a global company. We are global. We reach out to everybody everywhere. When we have our monthly events every last Thursday of the month, we have people from Japan, from Africa, from the UK. So about the book, 16th of February from 11 to 1, that's when I want everybody to gather together and support us. Give us that oomph that, we want to be there one day. We want to be there the next book. And if you do so, it's just a welcoming party, I would say. And I'm very fortunate to also be part of it. There's 18 other authors along with myself, and we're there for you to read what we wrote, for you to feel
Yes.
what we felt. And you can come there, you can join us, you can go onto Amazon, you can pick up a copy. You can pick up a copy at $2.99 from, I believe it's Kindle, through Amazon. Or if you have an unlimited Kindle account, you can download a copy absolutely free. And we
Wow.
really want to see that room full. We want to see it shaking, and we want this to be our second bestseller. That's for
That's
sure.
amazing. So, Terrence, I understand during the 2 hours, the author's going to be there. You're going to be there. You're going to
Absolutely.
be sharing parts of your story. When
Correct.
I read your story, I wish I could tell the folks about it right now. If I do, as they
Don't,
say, if I
don't.
do, right? It is so inspiring. I'm telling you, you guys need to get a copy of Terrence's story. Like Terrence and the authors, they've done their part, you guys. The vulnerability of sharing their stories, right? I mean, how many of us have had ups and downs in our lives, especially the last couple of years? So you're going to be blown away and inspired. I know it from these stories, and you're going to find your land of success story inside Terrence's story if you haven't already, found your story. Terrence, if someone was going through a burnout right now,
Right.
right? The book is from burnout to victory. If someone was experiencing a burnout right now, what would you share with them right now? If someone's listening and say, "Yeah, right, that's what I'm going through right now," what would you share?
That's a question that I really admire, because we all are going through that burnout through the pandemic and through all what we've gone through. So the burnout factor that you're in can be resolved by one or two things. First and foremost is when you read the book, you'll see where we came from to what we did. First thing. The second thing is be yourself, rejuvenate yourself again, become a new whoever you are. And you will see that you will get out of that cycle that we're going through, this pandemic. And I'm telling you, this is just a cycle. And once we
Mm,
get out of it, we'll feel the impact of that burnout. And it's such a different feeling. Burnout, one word, victory,
mm.
another word. It's so
Wow.
powerful. So make that happen. And we are here for you. We are,
Okay, so I'm going to be the devil's advocate for a minute. You're saying be yourself. I'm thinking, well, I am being myself, but like that's why I'm burned out right now. So what do you mean by that? So why is it that there are people who are being themselves right now, but they're still struggling? How do you get over that, Terrence? What would you
you write
recommend?
these questions down because they're amazing. This is what I love, that you're off the cuff and you hit it right there. You grab us right by the nose and say, okay, speak.
Yeah.
I love it. So be yourself. You know what the problem is with humanity? Unfortunately, we try to make others happy by not being ourselves.
Mm.
So
Say that
just
again. Say that again. So
we
we.
try to make others happy by not being ourselves.
Wow.
So we create an imitation in our minds to say, I want you to smile. And then we create that to make them smile. So instead
Yes.
of, instead of that formula that we've used all our lives to impress a woman, to impress a business, to impress a boss, just
Wow.
change that.
Wow.
Just be yourself. If you're going to go to your interview and you feel jeans are what jeans should be for the interview, go in jeans. But that's what will make you who you are. But if you say,
Wow.
I'm going to impress the boss and wear a tie, and you never worn a tie in your life, you're going to be choking yourself upon the questions and the consequence.
I love that. Be yourself. You know, when JJ Canthan, my business partner, who's the co-founder of Land for Success, when we talk to people about sharing their story, right, in Land for Success, they're like, oh, well, I don't have a story. I don't have a Land of Success story, and they're thinking, Terence, for example, I just got off the phone with my good friend Dr. James Dentley, and he's in Philly, or he's in Florida. And the mastermind, he said, Gordon, I've just been to the best mastermind ever. And he's been to a lot, as you know, right? He says they're all millionaires and billionaires.
Absolutely.
And he says some of those because he's going to interview us next Wednesday for our book, right? He says, I want to start introducing some of those folks to Landed for Success. So we always think if you don't make millions and billions, you haven't landed for success. But you just struck a chord for me, and I want to say thank you. On your birthday, too. Happiness. You said happiness.
Absolutely.
Like, isn't that landed for success if you could actually be happy?
We just miss the boat sometimes. We miss the boat of our own boat. So in other words, what we do is we just take up a challenge without realizing that we are the challenge.
Wow.
So we have to really understand that who we are, what we are, where we are, and what we should be the moment we step out of the door. I always say that the moment you step out of the door, do two things. Look at yourself, look in the mirror, look at the person who you see, and then go out and be who you see.
Wow. Instead of pretending to try to be like somebody else.
Absolutely.
Right? Love that. Love that. So again, folks, if you guys are watching, this is my good friend, Terence Lushington. And along with Terence and 18 other authors, they're launching Landed for Success from Burnout to Victory next Wednesday. Please, there'll be links posted over the next couple of days. You'll be able to join in on YouTube. You'll be able to join in live on Facebook and watch and listen to their stories and purchase a copy of the Kindle version online to support them to #1 international bestseller. So, Terence, before we go, do you have any final thoughts for the audience?
Well, actually, those who are listening, I thank you for being here because it was short notice, so last minute. But those who are not, and those who are on my platform and on everybody's platform, be part of something.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be part of Landed for Success, but be part of something that will make you somebody at some point in your time, at some point in your life. And it's important that when you make an exit of this earth, make sure that you leave an impact at least on one person.
Wow.
Could be your wife, could be your kids, could be anybody. The moment you do that, you're going to be a much happier person.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I love that. Terence, I thought I would let you go after that last question, but I want to keep you for a couple more minutes if it's okay. Usually when I do an interview, I like to ask 3 questions as my guest exits. And so my first question for you would be, just so the folks can get to know you a little bit, Terence, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
Blue.
You're wearing it, right?
There you go. Interestingly enough, my last 6 interviews, 5 people, including yourself, picked blue.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 person picked red, but everyone picked blue. Terence, if you had a favorite ice cream, what would be your favorite ice cream?
Would be mango.
Mango. Maybe one of the first times I heard someone pick mango. Usually it's got some kind of chocolate or something.
Yeah,
okay? Mango. Okay. Now here's one for you, especially being your birthday. If you had a magic wand right now, if you could wave a magic wand right now, and there was one thing you could do for Terence, not for somebody else, because I know you have such a big heart. Right? You're always thinking, how can I help somebody else? But if
Great.
you could wave a magic wand right now and do one thing for Terrence right now, today, what would you want to do for Terrence?
I want to complete my cooperation that I've been working on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's been, I don't want to talk about that off topic, but I definitely want to complete my cooperation. And in fact, you've inspired me with it. You've helped me out. It's all about helping those in the pandemic. So if I can get that going, that'll be my best achievement.
There you go. Let's wave a wand, make that happen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, everyone, if you're watching right now, my good friend Terrence, along with his co-authors, will be launching their book officially on Amazon next Wednesday. Please make sure that you support them. Go on Amazon next Wednesday and buy a copy of the book. Buy a cup of coffee for your friends. Like, who do you know who could use more resilience right now?
Absolutely.
Right, and or happiness that Terrence just talked about. So again, Terrence, before we go, you have any final thoughts?
Just thank you for having me. Thank you for being part of me and bringing me into your world of Land of Success. And I've been a founding member with you guys from day one.
From day one.
And
Yes. Yes.
I love what you'll do. If anybody doesn't know what Land for Success does, and this is not a sales pitch at all, this is just come on one time,
Wow.
and then leave your impression for a lifetime.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well,
Thank you.
once
Very
again, Terrence, thank you so much and happy birthday. And for everyone who's watching, thank you for being here. And until the next time, have an amazing, amazing, amazing day, everyone.